So another way that we can be obedient to Jesus Christ is to look at his example. So we can be obedient by just paying attention to how Jesus lived his life when he was on this earth. So what did Jesus do? And he told people to follow him, right? So this is being obedient, is to follow his example. And so what did Jesus do? How did he act? Was Jesus legalistic himself? Was Jesus concerned about following all the rules? And so what you find as you read through the New Testament, through the Gospels, is that he was not concerned about those things at all. It was the Pharisees and the Sadducees, the religious leaders, who fixated on all these little rules of the Mosaic Law and all the extra rules that they had added on top of it. Jesus wasn't worried about that at all. Instead, Jesus was always taking them to task and calling them hypocrites for their obsessions with all these petty little rules instead of thinking about the important things, the state of our souls. And not only was Jesus always taking them to task for this and confounding their obsession with these little rules, Jesus was actually breaking their rules. He broke their rules over and over and over again. And so I want to show you a couple of examples of that. So in Matthew 15, the Pharisees had come to Jesus, and they were complaining to Jesus about his disciples and saying that his disciples were not washing their hands before they ate bread, which was part of their rules. And so here's what Jesus said. He said, "Do you not understand that everything that goes into the mouth and passes into the stomach and is eliminated?" Basically, you know what Jesus is saying there? He's saying, you know what? All of that stuff, it just becomes poop. That stuff that you eat, it's eliminated. But the things that come out of the mouth come from the heart. And these are the things that defile a person. For out of the heart come evil thoughts, murders, acts of adultery, other immoral sexual acts, thefts, false testimonies, slanderous statements. These are the things that matter. The things that are inside of you, not if you wash your hands or not. These are the things that defile a person, but to eat with unwashed hands does not defile a person. So Jesus is pointing out the hypocrisy, the ridiculousness of them fixating upon the external behavior rather than what is inside of a person, the state of someone's heart and their soul. It's much more important than their external behaviors, whether or not they wash their hands. So, and then the Pharisees complained about Jesus healing someone, because he had the audacity to heal someone on the Sabbath. This was their day of rest. How dare you heal somebody on the Sabbath, Jesus? And so here is that story. So departing from there, this is in Matthew 12, Jesus went into their synagogue, and a man was there whose hand was withered. And they questioned Jesus, asking, "Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath, Jesus?" So that they might bring charges against him. So this is what I think happened. I think they heard that, everybody, Jesus is in the synagogue. So everybody's running to the synagogue. And so they see this man there with this withered hand, and they grab him and pull him into the synagogue and then march him up there to Jesus and push him out in front of him, because they're trying to goad Jesus into breaking one of their laws. They're trying to tempt Jesus. You just healed it. You just heal this man, Jesus, and then we're going to take you in and charge you with breaking the Sabbath law. So they did this on purpose. That is what I think. But here's what Jesus said. He said, "What man is there among you who has a sheep? And if it falls into a pit on the Sabbath, will he not take hold of it and lift it out? How much more valuable then is a person than a sheep? So then it is lawful to do good on the Sabbath." And then Jesus turned to the man and he said, "Stretch out your hand." And he did. And it was restored to normal like the other. He healed that man. That man probably had a withered hand from the time he was born. He had probably always had that withered hand, and he stretched it out when Jesus told him to, and it was healed and became just as good as his other one. So what did the Pharisees do? Are they amazed? "Oh my goodness, he healed him. Oh my, wow, thank you, Jesus." No, here's what they did. The Pharisees went out and conspired against him as how they might destroy him. That's what the Pharisees did. Instead of being amazed at this incredible miracle, they conspired to destroy him. That they cannot see the humanity. They cannot see the suffering or the pain that this man is in. They cannot see the miracle. They are completely blind that Jesus has just performed this amazing miracle. All they can see are their petty little rules, their control. It's all about their control. And that is legalism. It is a fixation upon all these petty, surface, external rules rather than focusing on the things of the heart, the things that matter.